welcome to the very first ever Animation Weekly recap that no one has asked for, but we are here to offer it to you.
And this is brought to you by Pencilish Animation Studios.
It is.
We're a small independent animation studio, crowd invested. We hope that our investors are watching, but also the rest of the world, because we got a few things to say.
We have tea to discuss.
Oh, is it tea?
It's tea. My name is Ansley Bancroft. I am the communications director at Pencilish Studios.
And I'm Tom Bancroft, I'm the CEO.
And also a Disney veteran icon.
Oh, and I thought you were going to say, and also...
Biggest prized possession, yes. Disney doesn't matter. It's me. It's me.
I'm her father.
He created me. And also Mushu from Disney. So
Mushu, yeah.
So, yeah. So pretty much what we're just going to do here, chat, discuss, give our thoughts and perspectives on a lot of things that are in the news each week. So we'll shoot every Wednesday with that week's articles. Every Friday is when you will get the latest news from Pencilish. We looked everywhere online. I could not see anybody doing anything like this. So
about time. Here's the fun thing. I've been in the industry for 35 years in the animation industry. How about you, Ansley? How
long? About 3, and more on the marketing side of things. So,
okay.
But you know what I do love? To gossip.
Yes, she does. So that's a little bit of what you're going to get as we kind of offer up. And Ansley, I think, is going to start. She's found a lot of articles for us to discuss. And that's kind of the idea, is that we're going through some recent animation news and kind of deciphering our feelings about it. My feelings might come a little bit more from the world of experience.
I mean,
Ansley's,
I've experienced a lot in this world, maybe not in animation, but like...
Maybe not pertaining to the topic, but more to
But I
your
have
feelings.
a lot to say.
Yes, okay.
Either way, comments and concerns.
Well, let's dig in, and I'm hoping that while we're doing that, people will also put in the comments, hey, if you find other news articles or any other subjects you'd love us to talk about.
That's a great idea.
We'd love to hear about that.
Oh, and a moment for our sponsors.
All right.
The Animation Y'all Expo.
There it is. Go to animationyallexpo.com.
They are not a sponsor. We're actually sponsoring them, but we just want to tell you guys to check it out because Animation Y'all, the first Southern expo, right? In the South, or in Tennessee at least.
The first in the South.
Yes, check it out. Anyways, and we will be there.
Yeah, we're going to have a booth there. I'm a partner in that.
We're going to chat.
So I'm excited about it too.
Anyways, let's get started with Article 1.
Okay.
Sink your teeth into the new Twilight animated series, Midnight Sun. The animated adaptation is a retelling of Twilight from the perspective of Edward Cullen.
Okay, so it's the same story, but shot more from his perspective.
Edward Cullen. How has this never happened before?
Which one is Edward Cullen?
He's the Robert Pattinson.
Got it. Okay. He's
also,
the vampire.
I feel like, personally, Twilight was begging to be animated in the first place. We're talking vampires and werewolves, and they did it live action. Like, how has this never happened before? Also, it was such a massive, phenomenon, and this is the first adaptation.
Yeah.
Think about it. They never did, TV series or anything. You know how, all of them have had so many adaptations.
Yeah.
This is the first one. That's actually kind of crazy.
What's crazy is that they waited that long. I agree. And does anybody care because they waited so long?
Stop.
Put in the comments if you even care that there's going to be a Twilight animated series when they waited. How many years has it been? We'll say 15 years?
No. Also,
I don't know.
No, so many people love Twilight. Stop. You are no, he's so wrong. That's so wrong.
Okay, so the animator in me wants to know, is it going to be computer animated or 2D?
Well, let me look when Twilight came out.
Yeah.
But it's also based off a book. We have a lot of readers. There's so many factors involved.
As you can see by Ansley's reaction, it kind of doesn't matter if it looks good.
Okay, it came out in 2008.
2D or 3D. It came out in 2008. Okay.
I don't think it's really gotten that far into I don't think it's gotten very far into like how they are animating it. I think they just like released the announcement. That's about it.
Yeah.
I could see it being anime.
This is on the Tudum website by Netflix. So I guess it's like a news website.
For Netflix.
An entertainment news web, but it's just for Netflix stuff.
Right.
Because it's
I bet it'll be anime.
Netflix.
I kind of think it could be anime. I think that could look really cool.
Had we read the article, we'd know, probably. But maybe it doesn't matter.
It doesn't say.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay.
No, I can read.
That makes sense, that they don't care a thing about how it looks, what style it's in, if it's 2D or CG. The idea is we bought this thing, and we're going to create it because it's based on Twilight, and we think that's still popular.
I'm actually in shock by your reaction. I thought that you would be excited and think...
Not excited.
I thought you would think, like, what a great idea.
Yeah.
Because what a great idea. I stand by them, and I think you're just speaking because you're jealous, because you wish you could be making the next Twilight series.
Well, we'd make an amazing Twilight series
I
here
think
at
we
Pencilish
would.
Studios. No
Netflix, hit us up.
Yeah. You should have come to us. Well, that's what I'm most upset about.
Yeah, seems like it.
Okay. What's next? Because I feel like we put that fire out. I was thinking of a vampire reference.
That was like literally so
We
not.
stomped on that bat. Okay, keep going.
Okay.
What you got?
The Wild Robot.
Oh, here we go.
TIFF premiere sparks glowing critical reception in early reviews.
Now, do you know what TIFF is?
It's in Canada.
It's the Toronto International Film Festival.
I'm aware because I read that in the article.
Yeah.
And it's from DreamWorks, their animated CG animated adaptation.
So I know a little bit about this one. So this is directed by Chris Sanders, everybody.
Hawaiian roller coaster ride.
Was that a Lilo and Stitch
Yeah.
reference? Good job. All right.
And the Croods.
And he directed, Lilo and Stitch and the Croods, How to Train Your Dragon, co-directed with Dean DuBois.
Icon. Absolute icon.
And as we all know, Chris Sanders is a genius. We've had him on our Bancroft Brothers Animation podcast. He's a friend. And I know I've been hearing amazing buzz about The Wild Robot. They're already talking about how
beautiful.
You're going to cry, you're going to laugh, all the good stuff. So if it's even a piece of pure Chris, I'm excited.
Ooh, I'm excited. I will say, as somebody that used to live in Hawaii, let me drop that in there.
Oh yes, for a year she lived in Hawaii. Guys.
I lived in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch was really somehow managed to take the culture and put it into a film. I thought it was amazing. He really got every single detail.
Well,
out.
as a local, you can say that.
Yes.
So I appreciate that viewpoint.
I'm a Howley. Anybody from?
You're
Anyways,
Howley.
I thought this was crazy. The voice of Roz is voiced by I'm gonna mess this up. Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh, that was a good try. Better than I would have done.
Thank you so much.
That's an actress.
She was just in the prequel to what's the Quiet Place?
Yes.
And she was in Us.
She
oh
was
my
great
gosh,
in that.
she's amazing. She is so good.
Yeah.
She's the most stunning person ever. Also, I might add.
And she does the voice of the robot.
Yeah, Roz.
Oh, I didn't know the name of the robot.
Oh, I thought you knew so much.
No, but you dropped that on me. Good job.
Also, Pedro Pascal.
We all
This
know how
is
you
like
feel about Pedro.
star-studded. I mean, don't get me started on The Last of Us.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, not to get going,
love
but
Last
one
of Us.
comment. I think that The Last of Us did so. You watched it, right?
Yeah, I didn't know you did.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's based off a video game.
Yes.
Yeah, of course I did.
Oh, okay.
Everybody watching knows that.
Okay, I actually recently learned that.
It's a
Anyways,
video game.
Anywho, I just felt like they were really good at doing the father-daughter dynamic, which I feel like could be really weird in shows because, like, I think people look for romance.
We're talking about The Last of Us.
No,
now.
I'm talking about The Last of Us.
Just to be clear, it's Last of Us.
But I was just thinking how well done that is with the father-daughter, especially because, like, she's not really his daughter, so it kind of could be weird, but they did really good.
Spoiler alert.
That happens first episode. I think first 5 minutes in.
Right.
It's
By
like
now
the world ends.
You should have seen the show.
Anywho, watch that too.
But yeah, I agree.
To get yourself ready.
It's very heartwarming.
Also, I just saw Possum. The Possum is played by Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
Queen.
Oh.
She just won an Emmy.
We just got a PG rating. Don't say it again.
Stop. I'm crying. No. She just won an Emmy. She's amazing.
She is.
We love her.
Very funny.
So really excited about this. I feel like we're taking on the animation world one film at a time. Box office who? Box office animation.
Agreed.
Thank you so much.
If that makes sense to anyone, I agree with that comment.
That actually brings me right into...
Oh, I want to hear this one.
Third article. Coraline re-release passes $50 million in the box office. Honestly, shocking.
Yeah.
Inside Out 2 surpasses Jurassic World on top 10. So I guess let's talk about Coraline first, because it was their 15-year anniversary. They went back to theaters. They did 50 million, which I am shocked, but I will say Coraline was ahead of their time.
Yeah. This is a really big, this is a bomb drop. What this really means, guys, and this is the business side of me talking, is that Coraline comes out. This is a movie that had been made, we'll say... It
was 15 years ago.
15 years ago. And it's a quirky kind of a movie, but so it's definitely kind of gained, I'd say, more interest through the years on DVD and things. And what's exciting about this is we got to assume that at best, I didn't even know it was coming out.
I didn't either.
Right? So at best, they did not put a lot of money into the marketing on this. And by the way, I do think it was...
Did they put money into the marketing?
Very little money. I'm going to say at best 10 million. I bet it was less than that, but we'll say 10 million into the marketing. And that's being generous.
Right.
Passes 50 million on a film that they had already made money off of. That's amazing. But
just
what it
a
means
couple
is
extra bucks in the pocket. I mean, might as well add it to the piggy bank.
Yes, right. So it's profit, like almost pure profit. I think it was one of these one-day releases where you go on a certain day, and so like it wasn't even a super wide release.
I literally didn't even know it happened.
Yeah, this was a Fathom event, is what I was going to say. I think it was Fathom is the company that does those. It's a Broadway show, but they're showing it at the movies on a certain night. So if I remember right, it's a Fathom event, and so therefore that means it's not a wide release. It is kind of a 1 or 2 day or maybe a couple weeks only kind of an event.
Well,
50 million is pretty impressive for that.
It's pretty impressive.
What this means in the bigger landscape is animation's very popular. If you're going to be able to pull that off.
But I will say, I was very impressed by that. I will say Coraline, I could never get with personally. It scared the crap out of me. I think it's really well done. Yeah. But the button eyeballs, that really messed me up.
It's creepy.
And it's made for kids. So I'm never really understood that.
Made for kids is debatable. Because definitely for older kids, not for young kids. And
I was one of those older kids.
I think that was one of the complaints when the movie first came out. Was a lot of people were like, hey, you didn't warn us that this isn't for little kids. Because we live in a world, let's be honest, that a lot of people my age or even a little bit younger.
Don't go getting political.
No, I'm not. All I was going to say is that they think about animation and they think for kids.
Right.
In the US, right? In Europe, it's not that way. But in the US...
It's shifted though with especially with the anime culture becoming larger in the US. It has shifted. You have to admit.
But the old people haven't caught on.
Well, but major studios create an animated film. You think it's going to be for kids.
Yes, you do.
So that is fair. But
it's the expectation.
But I thought it was really well done. And then the other half of the article is about how Inside Out 2 surpasses Jurassic World on the top 10.
Amazing.
They grossed. Which also a second, that's shocking. Not Inside Out 1, Inside Out 2.
Oh, it's very shocking. Yeah.
A second film. The second never usually
Well, here's the problem with that.
Does that well.
Everybody here that knows Pixar's slate for the next probably 10 years almost, but we'll say at least 5. They're all sequels. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh,
right?
really?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be Toy Story 5 or whatever and The Incredibles 3.
Quit while you're ahead.
Yeah. All sequels on their lineup, and Disney's got a few too. And we don't want that, right? We want original stuff. This comes out Inside Out 2 and makes that kind of money.
It's you're setting it up
basically,
for the next
we just rewarded them and said, make sequels.
So over that also, we have no room to talk because both of us have not seen Inside Out 2 yet.
Yes, we have it.
It's on the list of to-dos.
We're not playing the game. That's why.
We're not,
original
except
work.
we were just talking about how excited we are to
Wild
see it.
Robot.
But
That's what we're going to do.
Wild Robot, true. Anyways, it blockbustered gross.
I know enough about this to tell you, yes, that's a typo. That should be a B right there because it's made well over $1 billion. It's on its way to making $2 billion. By the way, the only other $2 billion film from this year is Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Really?
Deadpool and Wolverine. Sorry.
Wait, that's actually
that made
shocking.
more than Inside
I thought it
Out
did
2.
terrible.
Oh no, it's an amazing movie. Who saw it? Raise your hand. That's right, everybody.
Just
except
you.
for you.
Anyway, it got eighth highest. It's the 8th highest grossing film of all time.
Yep.
All time. I would love to see.
But it's the number one grossing film of all time in animation. It's beaten all the animated films. So number one of all time is a sequel. Can you believe it? There's a crime to that.
I don't see Deadpool versus Wolverine in the top 10. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Maybe because it's
it
not.
has Inside Out at number 8.
8, that's what that article said. You're wrong. Lion King has moved back to 10. Yikes.
I know. Sad.
Avatar's number 1. Not that shocking.
I don't know.
I don't even see it on. Oh, here it is at 23. Get your facts right.
This is old. I don't know what's going on, but that's old. So
wait, I actually gave you the research, and then you said it was wrong, and then I looked it up, and it was right. So welcome to our show, where we actually state facts, and someone
put in the
just says he knows what he's
comments
talking
who you
about.
agree with and what facts and news articles that you've read.
I would love that. Team Ansley or Team Tom?
Team Tom.
Vote.
Deadpool versus and Wolverine. I keep saying versus. Deadpool and Wolverine is a $2 billion film.
Now that I got you riled up.
Yes.
Let's move into our final.
This is on cartoonbrew.com. We haven't been citing where these come from.
Well, they'll be cited in the description below.
Yes.
Check it out below. Anywho, Sony wants to produce more animation content, but hampered by animator shortage.
What?
High cost. They're saying there's an
animator shortage.
How dare they?
Okay, so I did read this article actually, and I know a little bit more about this. If you scroll down, what they're really talking about is anime. And it just says animation content. So Sony is going to produce more content. What they're going to do is produce it for Jelly Roll. They own a piece or all of Jelly Roll, which, as you all know, is a big, huge website that is all anime. And what they're saying is that the Japanese animation houses that make the majority of the anime are having an animator resource problem, and they don't have enough of them. But this animator shortage is also because of how badly they treat the animators, to be honest. It's long hours. I
did not know that.
This is the tea. They sleep under their desks and oftentimes spend the night at the studio and have sleeping bags.
That's actually crazy. This is at Jelly Roll?
No, Jelly Roll is the studio or the distribution system. That's a website. Yeah, so for those of you that are animation artists that want to be an animator on anime, by the way, 1, you have to move to Japan to do it. 2,
don't
it's not
do it.
A great lifestyle.
It's not worth it. Choose happiness.
Take care of yourselves.
Take care of yourself. Mental health awareness. That is not mentally healthy.
Right. So another news article actually that's referenced, is not referenced in this one, but it's sort of a reference to this, is we've had that same problem in the U.S. is that Inside Out 2, which just made a couple $2 billion or about to, they also have some of the same claims. A lot of the artists that have left the studio got laid off after Inside Out 2, and they are now reporting they missed out on the bonus from Inside Out 2. There was a bonus given out, but they gave it out after the layoffs, so many people missed out on it, but that they had done a good couple months worth of overtime. Some people saying it wasn't paid, although they are a union shop.
That
so
could not have been true.
I don't know what the deal is there.
They're too big of a company not to pay.
Yeah, I'm sure they got many of them, if not all of them, got overtime, but did long hours because that film was very behind on production, and they ended up animating a good more than half of it, I think, within a few months.
Really?
Yeah, it was a crazy deadline at the very end. And so
that's a nightmare.
They kind of killed themselves to get it done and made
and
so
then
much
didn't
money.
Get the bonus.
And didn't get the bonus. And
I wonder
also,
who pocketed that.
It's a good question because
Because it ain't the animators.
It's Pixar. I mean, like it's Disney ultimately because Disney owns them. So
always winning. It's always the people on top.
Yep.
Over at Pencilish Animation Studios, we don't do that.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
That's all I've got. Those are my articles of the week.
That was fun.
That
we should do
was
this
kind
more
of fun.
often, right?
We should do this next Wednesday at 4 p.m.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
When will it come out?
This should come out Friday. So
hopefully you guys are seeing this on Friday,
the 20th of September.
The 20th. We have a jazzy logo and theme song all done by
Philip. Well, the logo is by our very own Kay Brashears, and then the logo animation and song is by Philip Burnett and his buddy, whose name is Newton. I think he did the guitar.
Newton, good job, Newton.
Slay.
Thank you for joining us, guys.
All right.
We will see you again next week.
Oh my gosh!
What?
Subscribe.
Oh, of course.
How could you forget?
Please subscribe.
If you like what you just saw, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, Pencilish Studios.